The September 2, 2025 edition of WWE NXT was a night packed with surprises, emotional storylines, and hard-hitting matches that gave fans inside the Capitol Wrestling Center plenty to cheer about. The event centered on the ongoing rivalry between DarkState and the popular powerhouse duo Hank and Tank, but the shocking involvement of Joe Hendry turned the tables in a way no one expected. This episode not only showcased the intensity of NXT's rising stars but also proved why the black and gold brand continues to be the foundation of WWE's future. A night of anticipation. Heading into the show, the main story revolved around the faction DarkState, known for their menacing presence, psychological mind games, and unrelenting aggression inside the ring. Over the past month, they had targeted Hank Walker and Tank Ledger, two fan-favorite heavyweights who embody grit, strength, and old-school tag team values. For weeks, Hank and Tank had been on the receiving end of beatdowns, ambushes, and post-match assaults from DarkState. Fans expected another brutal night for the duo, but what unfolded left the NXT universe buzzing. Opening segment, Joe Hendry's arrival. The show opened with a surprise. Joe Hendry, the charismatic Scottish superstar who has been gaining traction across the wrestling world, made his NXT television debut. Known for his mix of humor, self-confidence, and undeniable talent, Hendry addressed the NXT crowd with his trademark bravado. Hendry declared that he wasn't in NXT just to entertain but also to stand up against bullies who believe intimidation is power. Without naming them, it was clear he had his eyes set on DarkState. The crowd erupted, sensing that Hendry's arrival might change the dynamic of the ongoing war. The rise of DarkState. Before the main event, DarkState delivered a chilling promo. The faction's leader emphasized that their mission was to tear down anyone who relied on hope, friendship, or fan support. According to them, Hank and Tank were symbols of weakness because they thrived on crowd energy rather than fear. Their ominous words only intensified the tension leading up to the night's tag team clash. Other key matches of the night. While the main event stole the headlines, NXT delivered plenty of action throughout the card. Oba Femi in dominant fashion. The reigning NXT champion Oba Femi dismantled a tough challenger, showcasing his raw strength and technical evolution. His victory reinforced his image as an unstoppable force heading toward the next premium live event. Women's Division Spotlight. A heated rivalry between Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade continued, with Perez securing a victory that reminded fans why she's considered the heart of the division. The intensity between these two shows no signs of slowing down. North American title scene. Trick Williams teased his interest in reclaiming the North American Championship, cutting a promo that hinted at a showdown with Wes Lee in the near future. These matches kept the energy alive throughout the night, but everything led to the explosive main event. Main event, Hank and Tank vs. DarkState. The main event brought the Capitol Wrestling Center to its feet. Hank and Tank entered the ring determined to prove they could overcome the odds, while DarkState stalked them with eerie confidence. From the opening bell, the action was chaotic. DarkState used quick tags, underhanded tactics, and precision strikes to isolate Hank. Every time Hank tried to rally, one of the DarkState members cut him off with brutal efficiency. The crowd rallied behind Hank as he struggled to tag in Tank, but DarkState's strategy looked flawless. Joe Hendry's intervention. Just when it seemed DarkState would score another dominant victory, the arena lights flickered. Suddenly, Joe Hendry's music hit, and the crowd erupted. Hendry walked confidently to ringside, distracting DarkState with his presence. The interruption gave Hank the opening he desperately needed. He lunged across the ring and tagged in Tank, who exploded with raw energy. Clotheslines, slams, and powerful strikes sent DarkState reeling. With Hendry cheering them on, Hank and Tank delivered a devastating double-team finisher that secured the 3 count. Aftermath. A new alliance forms. The victory was more than just a win, it symbolized a turning point. For the first time in weeks, Hank and Tank stood tall against DarkState, thanks in large part to Joe Hendry. After the match, Hendry entered the ring, raising Hank and Tank's hands in solidarity. The crowd's reaction suggested a new alliance was forming, one that could change the balance of power in NXT. DarkState, glaring from the ramp, made it clear this rivalry was far from over. Why Joe Hendry's involvement matters. Joe Hendry's presence in NXT is significant for several reasons. 1. Star power. Hendry brings mainstream attention from his international wrestling reputation. 2. Fresh storylines. His alignment with Hank and Tank opens the door for new rivalries and character dynamics. 3. Fan connection. Hendry's unique charisma resonates with audiences, which strengthens NXT's entertainment value. With Hendry now in the mix, NXT's tag team division feels more unpredictable and exciting than ever. Looking ahead, the September 2nd edition of NXT will be remembered as the night Joe Hendry officially entered the black and gold brand and shifted the momentum in favor of Hank and Tank. But with DarkState's pride wounded and their dominance challenged, fans can expect retaliation. The upcoming weeks could feature a 6-man tag team showdown, Hendry and Hank and Tank vs. DarkState, singles matches that allow Hendry to showcase his skills against DarkState's members. A possible escalation leading to a major clash at the next NXT Premium Live event.